The Advent Calendar focuses on a paraplegic named Eva. On her birthday, her friend Sophie gives her a strange advent calendar, though it's not the traditional treats you find when you open each drawer, but instead quirky gifts that are scary and get bloodier. This is written and directed by Patrick Riedermond, and it hit Shudder early in December. It's a cautionary, be careful what you wish for tale that definitely gives off some monkey's paw vibes. You have Eva, who was once a dancer and laments on what she once had, who begins to eat the candy in the calendar and soon begins to realize there's a connection between them and various strange events that occur around her. Some start off as good, like her father who suffered from Alzheimer's now being in good condition, but of course, things begin to get deadly as those around Eva, some of whom actually being horrible people, start suffering brutal fates. But she keeps going as she thinks this will eventually lead to her being able to walk again. It's a familiar feeling movie that truthfully doesn't do too much to reinvent the wheel, and you can call exactly where a lot of things are headed pretty quickly. But honestly, it's one of those films where sometimes that's not necessarily a bad thing. This is a good, somewhat mindless little slasher that plays into its tropes and attempts to have some fun with it. The director does a solid enough job of building up the atmosphere well, though unlike a lot of other Shudder original films from this year, this also doesn't feel too sluggish or slow moving. Maybe in some areas here and there, but I wouldn't call the film methodical or boring. And what's refreshing is it manages to balance out its thrills with some decent enough character moments. Now, I wouldn't call this heavy on character development or anything, and things do become a bit thinner as the film goes on, but it does a fine enough job of establishing Eva as a likable character who reflects on what she once had quite a lot, but still has a charismatic enough personality that we can root for her well enough. I thought Eugenie Deron, who plays Eva, was solid, as was Honorine Meunier, who plays Sophie, and it gave us something to work with so we stay invested, and it makes the more thrilling sequences feel a bit higher in stakes since we now care about these characters. Now, when it comes to these slasher-heavy moments, I thought these sequences were executed well, no pun intended. A number of the moments were pretty grisly, with a mix of practical and special effects done in some creative enough manners that slasher fans will be satisfied with. Sometimes you don't need slasher movies to be anything more than a straightforward, action-packed little thrill ride that just requires a little bit of creativity. They don't all need to feel complex, they just need to be fun, and that's certainly what I thought this was. So, overall, the Advent Calendar is certainly worth the watch, and it's one of the better films that hit Shudder this year. It doesn't do much we haven't seen before in terms of story, but its creative setups, moody atmosphere, and likable enough characters give us more than enough to work with, offering a fun little treat for horror fans during the holiday season. The Advent Calendar gets a 7 out of 10. So let me know, did you see the Advent Calendar, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Was this one of your favorite Shudder original movies of the year? Is it one of your favorite new holiday horror movies? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.